Surah Waqiah was revealed to the Prophet ﷺ in Makkah, and this was revealed, as some of the scholars said, that it was revealed early on, even before the Islam of Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu. This surah is amazing because it talks about the three groups of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will divide the people into on the Day of Judgment. There will be the sabiqun al-awwalun, then there will be the right hand people of the right hand, and then people of the left hand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already decreed this, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has already written this down in the Lawh al-Mahfuz. In this surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes how the disbelievers disbelieve and they do not understand the reality of the Day of Judgment. As for the sabiqeen, Allah describes the Jannah that has been given to them, which is al-Firdaus al-A'la. Then Allah Azza wa Jal moves on to Ashab al-Yameen, the people of the right hand, what sort of life they will lead, in how the Jannah that they will have, which is the lower levels of Jannah. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala moves on to description of Ashab al-Shimal. And the Ashab al-Shimal are those people of the left hand.
Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Surah Al-Waqi'ah is interesting. It has a number of subjects. I'm gonna list 5 of them in order. What are the 5 main topics of Surah Al-Waqi'ah? So, 5 topics of Surah Al-Waqi'ah. The first of them, the first main topic that comes up, Allah calls them as-sabiqun as-sabiqun, ulaika al-muqarrabun fi jannatin na'im. The first and the foremost, the highest ranking people in Jannah. Allah talks about them first. That's the first main topic of Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Okay. The second topic of Surah Al-Waqi'ah, the main topic, is Ashabul Yameen, the people of the right hand. Now, people of the right hand are also people of Jannah, yes? But Allah first talks about as-sabiqun, meaning the premium package, the higher level, the best people. Then He talks about everybody else who also made it on board. So there's first class and there's economy class Jannah also, but it's mentioned. So 2 classes of people, but they're both good. They're both making it. They're both saved. Okay. The third section is Ashabu Shimal. Ma Ashabu Shimal. The people of the left hand. The people of the left hand are safe or in danger? They're in danger. So we've got 2 groups of people that are safe. As-sabiqun as-sabiqun, the first and the foremost. Then Ashabul Yameen, people of the right hand. Then Ashabul Shimal, people of the left hand. 4 is Allah makes a list of some of the things that only Allah can do. You can't do it. أَأَنْتُمْ تَزْرَعُونَهُ أَمْ نَحْنُ زَارِعُونَ أَأَنْتُمْ تَحْرُثُونَهُ. Are you planting seeds? Are you making the plants grow? Are you making the crop come out? Are you sending the water from the sky, or we do that? Who does that? So he makes a list of things that only He can do and we cannot do, that we see all around us. He makes us humble. He makes us humble by showing us that He does things that we are incapable of. These are some of the creations of Allah that can only be creations of Allah. They cannot be creations of ourselves. Right? So I'll give it a simple topic: the creations of Allah. The creations of Allah. Let's start from the beginning. We have 4 topics now. What was the first one? As-sabiqun as-sabiqun. What was the second one? Ashabul Yameen. What was the third one? Ashabul Shimal. What was the fourth one? The creations of Allah. The creations that can only be Allah's creation. They can't be our creation. And the 5th one, the final one, is actually فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَوَاقِعِ النُّجُومِ وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ إِنَّهُ لَقُرْآنٌ كَرِيمٌ. It is a passage about the greatness of the Qur'an. It is about the Qur'an itself, how Qur'an is awesome. And it's actually one of the most beautiful places that describes the power of the Qur'an, and how incredible Allah describes the power of the Qur'an at the end of Surah Al-Waqi'ah. These are the 5 main subjects of Surah Al-Waqi'ah. The last one was the greatness of the Qur'an. Surah Al-Rahman also has 5 subjects. 5 subjects. Subject number 1, the greatness of the Qur'an. What was subject number 5 in Surah Al-Waqi'ah? The greatness of the Qur'an. Subject number 1 in Surah Al-Rahman is Ar-Rahmanu 'allama al-Qur'an. That's the greatness of the Qur'an being talked about. Okay. Subject number 2 in Surah Al-Rahman is Allah's creations. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان. Oh my God, and it goes on. That's subject number 2. The last subject of Surah Al-Waqi'ah was the greatness of the Qur'an. The first subject of Surah Al-Rahman is the greatness of the Qur'an. The second last subject, backwards, subject number 4 of Surah Al-Waqi'ah was what? Creations of Allah. And the second subject of Surah Al-Rahman is creations of Allah. The third subject of Surah Al-Rahman is Judgment Day, criminals that will end up in the hellfire. That's subject number 3. What was subject number 3 backwards in Surah Al-Waqi'ah? Ashabu Shimal. Same people? Then subject number 4, Allah says, وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ. Allah gives 2 jannahs to people who feared Him, and He starts describing a jannah. And a little bit later He says, وَمِن دُونِهِمَا جَنَّتَانِ. And above and beyond that, there's even a better jannah I got for you. There's 2 more jannahs. So He talks about jannah 2 times. One time a beautiful jannah, and then He says, I got even a better jannah for you. So you could say jannah regular and jannah deluxe package. 4 and 5, Jannah and better Jannah. What was subject number 1 and 2? As-sabiqun, as-sabiqun, ashabul yameen. The best of the best get the best Jannah. Subject number 1 and subject number 5. Subhanallah. This is how Allah teaches lessons. Sometimes a good way to review a lesson is go in reverse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this technique is something Allah Himself teaches us in the Qur'an. This is one of the things I'm a student of. I like to study how ayat are organized in the Qur'an, how Allah constructs arguments in the Qur'an, how He makes us learn lessons that we won't forget. And it's hard to forget after this. If you can remember the 5 lessons of Surah Al-Rahman, you will already look for the 5 lessons repeated again in reverse order, in perfection, in Surah Al-Waqi'ah.
So I pray Allah gives us more and more appreciation of the Qur'an and helps us see its beauty, its logic, and make us think the way and make us see the world the way Allah wants us to see it through His word. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Qur'an al-Hakim.